Hearing voices, listening to the parents of English language learners. So I wanted to find out what parents of English language learners had to say about education, especially about their experiences with teachers and other school personnel. So I went ahead and spoke to 3 different families. The first family was an American family who had an exchange student from China staying with them. The next was a Latino family. And the third family had immigrated from South Korea and had become permanent citizens of the United States. When we got together, the first thing we spoke about was parent-teacher communication. And all families agreed that communication was crucial. Parents wanted to know about things like grades, their child's behavior, how they could offer their child help and support. And they also wanted to know what expectations we had of them and their learners. The key was getting all this information to parents and not have it feel like this was happening. So how did parents feel that we could make this happen? Their first recommendation was that we as teachers ask them the easiest way to communicate. Remember, when we teach ELLs, we always focus on making sure we provide the necessary supports, like embedded context. Well, their parents are English language learners as well, and they may need a face-to-face meeting instead of a phone conference. The only way to know is to ask. The parents also asked that we remember that some of this may be new to them as well. Schools may have looked very different where they came from. There may have been different expectations for parental involvement. And for some families, education may not have been a priority. Remember what we know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. For parents who were raised in countries where they were struggling just to survive, education might not have been a priority. Another thing that parents asked us to remember is that they are not language acquisition professionals. That's our job. They're learning right along with their students, and so we need to make sure we're providing explicit ideas and support on how they can help their learners. The next thing we talked about was how culture impacts our understanding of the world, whether that relates to how we dress, gender roles, or even aspects of communication like eye contact. Different countries have different rules, and parents just coming to the United States may be learning those rules at the same time their students are. So I asked parents, how should we as teachers handle this? And their advice was we should go ahead and ask about this too, that they can make sure that we're making the proper connections. It's important to remember that both teachers and parents contribute to the relationship. So we need to support each other and help each other work through unknown territories. The good news is that no matter how different we may appear, we share at least one thing in common, and that's that we both want what's best for the students. So, as you go into your classroom and you're working with parents of English language learners, make sure we maintain a focus on respect and open communication.